What is the CAD I Introduction class all about? This is a 3-credit class that introduces you to the AutoCAD-specific software. There are a lot of different computer-aided design software programs for drafting on the market, but in this class, we focus on two-dimensional drafting in AutoCAD, which is an Autodesk product. As a student registered in an AutoCAD class, you are eligible to download a student subscription of AutoCAD. There are separate videos for how to evaluate your computer's capacity to handle AutoCAD and instructions for setting up the subscription, as well as how to download the software to your computer. There are no prerequisites for taking this course. However, you must be comfortable using a computer, including completing such tasks as downloading files, renaming files, opening and saving files to your computer and/or the cloud. For this class, you can work on either a PC or a Mac desktop computer or laptop. Computing devices that are not compatible with AutoCAD include Chromebooks, iPads, Surface tablets, and smartphones. Please do use Canvas apps on your smartphone, iPad, or Surface tablet, but not for use in AutoCAD. Let's look at the course competencies, or what you'll learn in this class, next. What you'll learn is how to manage drawing files, including creating, naming, saving, updating, copying, and inserting some files into other files. How to configure drawing settings with typical architectural formats, utilize a write block library, apply basic commands typical to architectural drawings in AutoCAD, produce blocks and W blocks, demonstrate knowledge of architectural terminology, produce plans and elevation drawings, plot drawings at various scales on paper sizes using paper space and sheet layouts, apply industry standard scale factors for digital and print drawing production, apply architecturally formatted annotation styles, and finally, application of external reference XREF Manager to architecturally formatted drawing files. We will discuss the course policies next. The following policies are specific to this course. Students are responsible for the college policies included on the Student Regulations page of the Maricopa Community College District website. You must comply with the course policies of ARC 111, Architectural CAD I, as defined by the SEC Student Handbook where applicable, and classroom policies set by the instructor of record. You are enrolled in a 16-week hybrid course, meaning that 50% of the instructional content is delivered on campus and in person, while 50% of the class material is delivered online. Students who stay current each week typically perform better than those that do not regularly engage in the online materials and ebook content. Again, although this is a hybrid AutoCAD course, it still requires weekly participation online in the form of AutoCAD assignments, completion of discussions and reflections, weekly notes, Canvas quizzes, and ebook quizzes. This leads us to the next part of the syllabus, attendance policy. The only way to learn AutoCAD is through a sequential process of building skills each week. Skipping a week of in-person class will put you behind an entire week or more. Except for week 1, assignment deadlines are typically Tuesdays at 11:59 p.m. During week 1, I am required to drop any student that does not engage in the online course material by Friday at 5 p.m. This is part of the Federal Financial Aid Guidelines and applies to anyone enrolled in a course. After week 1, all weekly assignments are due on Tuesdays at 11:59 p.m. You will be locked out of Canvas assignments by 1 a.m. on Wednesdays. This gives you a 1-hour grace period. Set a reminder on your smartphone for Tuesday night deadlines. This will repeat every week for the next 16 weeks. The deadline schedule was designed to accommodate students that work during the week by allowing time on weekends and Monday through Tuesday to engage with course material. The pace will feel fast, so consistent progress is essential. If you miss deadlines for 3 non-consecutive weeks of class or Canvas deadlines, you may be dropped from the course at the instructor's discretion. Always turn in your work by the posted deadline, even if it isn't completed. Partial credit will be awarded for assignments not fully finalized. There will be 2 opportunities to resubmit assignments, once in week 8 and again in week 16. The resubmission boxes will open for 1 week and then close again. It is your responsibility to stay on top of resubmissions, and no points will be awarded for assignments that did not meet the original due date. If you have a scheduled vacation during the 16-week period, you are responsible for staying on track, either by working ahead or by meeting deadlines on time. Please note that extensions or special considerations are not guaranteed. Plan accordingly. If you anticipate or experience extenuating circumstances, contact the instructor to discuss options. Let's talk about screen recording software applications such as ScreenPal, AutoCAD demonstrations, and submissions. The most effective way to learn AutoCAD is through demonstration. Throughout the course, you may be asked to demonstrate an aspect of your progress learning AutoCAD by recording a drafting task. You may use any screen recording software you prefer. ScreenPal, a free cloud-based software application, is the one we recommend. Students have successfully used ScreenPal for many semesters. Videos should be stored in the cloud and submitted as a URL instead of a video file. No video uploads will be accepted for credit, just video links. What if you need instructor assistance and don't have time to meet for the virtual office hours? What if you need instructor assistance and do not have time to meet for the office hours or open labs? Simply record your work in AutoCAD through the ScreenPal app. Copy the video URL stored in your ScreenPal account and paste the unique URL into a Canvas message to your instructor. The instructor checks the Canvas inbox daily and typically responds within 24 hours. Submitting a video question via ScreenPal before the posted assignment deadline fulfills the deadline for that question. You will not be penalized for delays in feedback. Do not flood the instructor with questions. Excessive or repetitive inquiries may be deemed disruptive and may affect response times. This brings us to a discussion of the grade categories, or what you will be expected to do in this class on a weekly basis. Let's start with the Professionalism grade category, which is worth 10% of your overall final grade. This is an opportunity to practice habits that are specific to working in the design industry. Work habits, organization, preparedness, attitude, initiative, and engagement will comprise part of your final grade. All students should earn full points for this grade category unless they demonstrate unprofessional habits, negative attitudes, or engage in conflict with peers or the instructor in an unhealthy manner. How is attitude measured? Attitude is evaluated by using professional conduct indicators commonly observed in the workplace. Examples include reliability, responsiveness, collaboration, openness to feedback, and respect for others. These indicators contribute to your overall performance and final grade. Written communication. Written communication, especially via email, should reflect professionalism. Follow the Notetaking guidelines defined in Canvas under Professionalism. Email should be treated as a formal business message. Avoid venting or making accusations. Conflict resolution. Students should attempt to resolve conflicts with the instructor or peers privately. If conflicts disrupt others' learning or create an unsafe learning environment, they may be referred to student affairs and may result in the loss of professionalism points at the instructor's discretion. The next grade category is weekly note-taking, and it is worth 10% of your overall grade. Your weekly notes contribute to attendance and your preparation for this class. Learning research indicates a strong link between note-taking and understanding course material. Notes should be handwritten when possible. If handwriting is not feasible due to extenuating circumstances, you may submit notes in a digital format as a PDF or JPEG. Weekly notes are worth 15 points each week. While this may seem small, it adds up over the course. File types that are not accepted are HEIC, which are smartphone images, and must be converted to a JPEG or PNG file. Other types that are not accepted are DWG, AutoCAD files, DXF files, SKP files, Pages, or Word docs. The requirements for weekly notes follows a simple formula: illustrations and annotations. Illustrations. Each lesson includes at least one corresponding illustration. Often there are multiple. The illustrations need not be perfectly neat, but they must be legible. They relate to the weekly lesson and help you identify key components of the drafting work, the type of drawing, or the assembly, which is how something is built or constructed. Annotations. An annotation is a written note. Each element of the illustration must be explained with a written note, dimension, or call out with a leader line. Use the show and tell approach. Show refers to the illustration, while tell explains what the illustration means. Note-taking is a standard professional practice in architectural design meetings. Throughout the design process, teams meet at various phases to discuss and plan the week's work. A written record may be requested as part of the project's official records, and you may be asked to share your notes. Develop the habit of documenting discussions and conveying aspects of the project through illustrations and annotations. Students should prepare for these type of future design meetings by practicing taking notes in this class of the weekly learning goals. Let's touch on the last three grade categories. Reflection posts and discussions are worth 10% of your overall final grade. Quizzes and exams are worth 30% of your overall final grade, and AutoCAD assignments are worth 40% of your overall final grade. The grade scale for this class follows the standard college matrix where, if your final percentage accumulation falls between 90 and 100%, then you will have earned an A for the course. Between 80 and 89% earns a B. Between 70 and 79% earns a C. Between 60 to 69% earns a D. And 0 to 59% is unfortunately a failing grade. The next part of the discussion defines how much time we expect you to spend on classwork and assignment requirements. The college has designated the instructional content time for this class as 2.5 hours of preparation time, designated for reading the ebook, taking notes, and watching videos. You will also spend 2.5 hours each week of in-class work, listening to lectures, and completing AutoCAD assignments. You may need to allocate more time in the week to fulfill other class requirements, such as discussion reflections and quizzes. Depending on your computer literacy and comfort level with the software, you may need additional time for AutoCAD assignments. For these students, plan on attending the scheduled Friday open lab times. Note, this class cannot be completed on an iPad, PC Surface tablet, or smartphone. A laptop or desktop computer is required to download and run the software needed for this course. AutoCAD is not compatible with Chromebook computers. Now is a good time to bring up the no cheating policy in this class. Submitting another student's work, in whole or in part as your own, is prohibited. Don't do it. Instructors may verify the ownership of drawings, AutoCAD files, and related records. These can be reviewed to determine originality, including file history and metadata. If you submit work that is not your own, you may face one or more of the following consequences. Report to the care team at the college for academic concern. A failing grade for the assignment for both students involved. A failing grade for the entire project for both students involved. A full letter grade deduction in the final course grade for both students involved. Let's talk about different ways for you to get the help you need in this class. One way to get help is through office hours. In-person office hours vary each semester, but are listed in the syllabus and in the faculty directory under the instructor's name. In addition to in-person office hours and open lab tutoring, the instructor holds weekly virtual Zoom office hours for online students. For AutoCAD tutoring, please join these office hours via the Zoom links in the Welcome module. To share your computer screen during tutoring, please download the Zoom app and enable screen sharing. If you cannot attend the scheduled office hours, please contact the instructor through the Canvas inbox to schedule alternative tutoring sessions. Thank you for your time reviewing the syllabus and the course policies for this class. I hope you enjoy the class we've designed and see how learning AutoCAD helps open up a whole new world of possibilities for you. Advice: immerse yourself in these next 16 weeks into the subject content matter. Try to self-regulate and find the answers to your questions on your own through AutoCAD Help, the ebook, and class lectures and video demonstrations. Use the weekly topic worksheets to help prepare for quizzes. Seek help after you've attempted to answer your own questions. Reach out to other students in the class through the discussion forum or in Canvas inbox. Finally, be careful how many classes you've scheduled yourself to take this semester. It is time-consuming to build the language and skills required to be proficient in AutoCAD. AutoCAD is worth the investment of time. It will help you perform better in Design Studio classes and could lead to employment opportunities. Good luck this semester, and cheers.